Welcome back to the Future in Review Conference, FiReStarter Conversations. Our next conversation is with Alex Livingston. He's the president of Joule Case. Their company's products, they power where you need it. Joule Case designs and manufactures battery systems that stack like Lego blocks to ideally size for every power application. Welcome.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, tell us about your company.
So Joule Case was created by my co-founder and I, James Wagner, back in 2014. And we had the initial concept about being able to help the customer size correctly for their devices. Not everybody's an electrical engineer or an electrician. So how do you know what your power needs are? And today, if you go out in the market, you're looking for a generator, it's easy to just go and buy a tank, put some more fuel in it, and say, if I'm well oversized, that's not a problem. But with a battery, you need to properly size that device. And when you look at the suite of products in the market today, you don't have that option. It's a Goldilocks product set. So it might be the right option now, but if your needs ever change, it's either too hot, too cold, and it's tough to find the right one. And you've bought this product that won't meet that solution for you. So at Joule Case, having that modularity and flexibility allows you to do far more with that product, but also creates an alternative energy platform. And that's what we've fundamentally designed. It's a technology that takes today's battery chemistry and puts it in a package that we can use for tomorrow and the future.
So if a consumer bought it, if they were to lose their power, and they originally envisioned maybe just powering the refrigerator, and then they say, you know, I'd like to have these appliances, or I'd like to have the television, or maybe I'd like to put some Christmas lights out during a hurricane, of course, but they can just put additional stacking pieces.
Exactly. So let's say you start out as an early consumer adopter. Maybe you don't want to buy the whole entire hog. So you can start out and you can piecemeal it together, and it can grow as your needs start to change. So day one, you buy 1 or 2 modules, and maybe you're living in an apartment. So as your family grows, as your needs change, that system can grow with you and change. If you're going out and doing different activities, it can also, you can take some smaller pieces with you and leave some back at home for normal house power backup.
When a person gets to the point where they think they need portable electricity, invariably, they typically go down today, they go to Lowe's or Home Depot and they buy a Honda gas generator and they bring that home and hook it up. How are you going to get people to change that behavior?
Well, what we see is that behavior is already ingrained in the consumer. So they're going to those locations. They're going to their farm ranch supply store, they're going to their camping and RV supply store, they're going to a hardware store, and they're looking for portable power on that shelf where a generator is. And when we're going out and we're talking to retailers, we're saying, what do you see that's lacking in a battery generator or a power station today? And when they see Joule Case and the stackability, they say, that's what we see that's lacking.
Right.
And so we're the first company that they're really offering shelf space. And so we will be on shelves in 2020.
Well, yeah, Home Depot and Lowe's would be great to get, huh?
Absolutely.
Have you talked to them yet?
We're not talking to the big box retailers presently. We're working more with farm ranch supply stores so we can get out to rural America. These are products and services that have multi-function use. So we want to get those to the folks that can really use them across their daily life. It's not just for power backup, it's not just for recreation, but it's all of those things. It's a fuel source across your whole life spectrum.
Okay. And what are some of the challenges that you have?
Well, as any new hardware company, it's scalability, and it's getting your product out there, it's messaging and education. So those aren't easy and simple challenges to overcome, but with Joule Case, we're able to do that just simply by the product being so flexible. Our scalability portion, we're able to find battery cells virtually all over the world. There are some made here in the United States, but many are made overseas. So as battery technology starts to evolve, and we believe it's just in a very nascent state today, but as it starts to evolve, we have a packaged solution that can integrate those new technologies. We're the only product on the market that is chemistry agnostic. So you can switch out your control module that provides your AC power output in your smart charger, and we can switch in different chemistries, and we can manage all that inside the system.
When you say switch in different chemistries, specifically you're talking about maybe a configuration that's offered today versus tomorrow there might be more silicon-based in the battery, that sort of thing. Is that what you're saying?
Well, immediately today, it's a lead-acid product and it's a lithium-based product.
Okay.
But in the future, it could be capacitors, it could be fuel cells, it could be a silicon-based lithium, it could be metal-air lithium. So there are lots of options, and we hope that all those things evolve and get to market because it will just make our product and the consumer experience better.
Okay, so you're not putting research and development dollars into how to build a better battery. You're buying battery components and pieces, and you're packaging them in these stackable units with the control unit.
Correct. And what we're seeing from a consumer experience is when they look at a battery, that's oftentimes a scary device. You have to wire different parts to your terminals. Sometimes they spark. You don't exactly know what's going on. And so an ad hoc experience for a consumer is not that same polish that you would have in a normal consumer experience. So we've taken that and put it all together into one easy solution.
Okay. And where's your company based out of?
Seattle, Washington.
Seattle. Okay. And how will you get your products to market?
So we're starting out now with a retail strategy, and we've been selling historically into the event and trade show space. And that's allowed us to evolve the product into Revolution 5, which now we think is ready for the consumer market, and that's the feedback we're receiving, which is fantastic. But we'll start rolling out into farm ranch supply stores, camping outdoors, RV stores, and then home consumer electronics stores.
And if the market is asking for these types of products, what about the companies that are designing and building gasoline-powered, the traditional products? If they see the writing on the wall, wouldn't they want to start getting involved in that?
In fact, we're already seeing that. And so there's a partnership with Honda and Jackery. So they're making, or at least co-branding, a product with the same name on it. We're seeing that with Kohler as well. What we're not seeing is particular innovation going on in that space. There are some players, though, in the traditional combustion fuel space that we are working with, and we're hoping that those talks evolve and that we're able to see some fruition from that.
So this is your first time to the Future in Review conference, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, so what are your expectations as a FiReStarter and expectations for the week?
Well, I took the opportunity to go through all the YouTube videos, and it was fantastic to see all the speakers from the past. Beyond just being able to give our information about where we think the energy market's going to go, I'm looking forward to some of the AI talks and smart vehicles, and really just meeting some of the other attendees here at the conference.
It's a really good agenda. Alex Livingston, he is the president of Joule Case. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having us out here.